face! Get mad at me! Kill me! Come on! One more rep, go. Try it again. Now fight me harder! Harder!
So a slight difference to the video is I'll be telling you how to squat, seeing as I used to be the, parallel king as myself, as I didn't really get parallel and my form was kind of shit, leading to an injury that I had on my left side of my leg. So I'm just gonna talk about how to squat, just with demonstrations of me doing squats, hopefully, and hopefully you will understand how to squat. Now, with squats, typically, with certain people, they will have the flexibility, which is why you'll see me have some Nike pair of lifting shoes. Granted, they are the best lifting shoe out there, and you can find loads of other ones, loads of other alternatives. I believe them shoes were on offer when I got them, so they were like 80 or less, actually they were like 70 quid for me, but I think now they're like 100 something, so I don't know if you want to spend that much on some lifting shoes, but an elevated surface for most that have good flexibility, like myself, I tend to find I can go deeper, it feels more comfortable, because I used to squat barefooted, and that only just got me like here, like on the occasion. So with that in mind, my depth got a lot better through using lifting shoes. So by using lifting shoes, I'm just able to get deeper and feels more comfortable for me. If you're one of these people that are able to squat without much, need for lifting shoes, I'd suggest barefoot. Don't do any like some thick soles. If anything, if you're gonna wear some like shoe, probably like Vans or Converses, where the thing is so like thin and just like there's no like padding that makes you like 2 inches taller, which I just see loads of people, use these shoes that are made for running weirdly with squat, which is an elevated, it's got a cushion, and it's not very good for squat. You'll be able to tell. Once you hit solid ground, you'll be stronger, but also it'll feel a lot better. Now, when I'm talking about parallel, with squat, I only see it as beneficial when you go all the way down. I used to be an idiot and not go all the way down. I used to get to about here. So like, pretend this is like my knee fold, and I get to here and then I go back up. That isn't really a full rep. And what I'd consider anything more of a full rep is when it's anything below this, Right now I get about here and then I go back up. And it's all about depth, because even in a bodybuilding standard, you still need to bend the knee, to activate the quad and everything. But for me, it's more of a powerlifting stance I take. So I'm just trying to lift more weight with the leverages I have. So by doing that, I have my legs wider. Well, that's just because of my stance. Some of you may be narrow stance, some of you may be wide stance. But I have my toes pointing out like that, and then I can get in deeper. But that's only because I am 6 feet tall and probably don't have the best leverages for squat. But yet again, I'd say I'm decent at squat at least. But anyway, on to talking about, stuff. By doing all the things that I just said, so, possibly lifting shoes, of course your belt, but, squatting to parallel, it'll very much help with your squat, because then you're actually doing it correctly and you're able to, get the depth you want. But also, there's a thing that they don't really tell you because I see a lot of people do it like straight, you know, they just keep a straight back. You need to hinge a bit forward so you can like it's almost like pushing your ass back so you can get into that squat position, which I typically do, and you'll probably see on the screen. I do that, so I bend a bit forward. I'm not fully straight, I am a bit forward, even though I've got it on my traps because I'm a high bar squatter, not a low bar squatter, which is where it's like resting on here. I only do that because it's very uncomfortable for me, so I decided to just keep it that way, and until it gets to a stage of I have a plateau, then I might try it. But yet again, I'm not at a plateau at the moment. I'm doing quite well when it comes to squats, so I'm going to keep it, you know, relatively simple. But anyway, by getting the, you know, depth and everything, I'm pretty sure keep your arms very even, make sure you have your position correct. And that's all you really need to know, because when it comes to squat and everything, it's just basically getting the depth and, you know, getting the stance that works for you. Because I see too many half reps, I see too many quarter reps, and it's certainly unique. I mean, if you have to lower the weight to like, 40 to actually get depth, then that's what you gotta do. Because you'd rather do it correctly and not get injured, and you'll progress, sure, but I can tell you this, once you get up to like 150 kilo, it'll probably become a problem with your shit form. So just a bit of advice from me, you know, because I've been there, done that, got the fucking t-shirt. So that's how you squat, people, especially for the lads that, you know, do the whole squat form wrong. That's the main thing. Like, that I just see guys do half reps because, oh, it hurts and all that. Squat hurts. So what? Stop being a bitch, is what I gotta say. So, hit legs, and we'll get into this video. So, enjoy.
Listen, Captain Pistine is not natural. Look at him. Unnaturally skinny. Look at this guy. Fucking anorexic like Jack's Fitness.
So, starting off with, of course, squat to begin the leg day. It will be pause squats, just primarily because Monday is my primary squat session. So this is just to build that, you know, strength and balance and everything. By doing pause squats, it just like, you know, helps with the strength basis when you're, you know, down, and then you can pause for like a couple of seconds and then you go back up. I see it as very beneficial if you, you know, if you want to gain more strength in the squat. And I mean, there's other techniques and everything for just to improve your squat and everything, and it just varies on what you want to do. So like there's tempo squat, there's all sorts of stuff, so you can pick and choose. I mean, it's just like to build that, you know, because I very, how do I say, I get very stuck at the bottom, so I find that to be the worst position for me. So I try, you know, strengthen that, you know, weakness in my squat. So, but anyway, less about squat. We're on to Romanian deadlifts. These primarily just to, you know, help with deadlift itself. I do find these very, very helpful, and yeah, they can also build your hamstrings, which they also, it's like the stretch position, I believe, of one of the three muscles in the hamstrings, which if you didn't know, hamstring, three muscles, there's like two short ones and then one long one that goes up to your arse cheek. So it all depends. So I mean, all of them go up to your arse cheek, but anyway, you know, it's like building that, you know, because so I tend to find I'm very, you know, off the ground kind of person. So by enhancing my hamstrings, I'm able to, you know, get that strength right off the floor. So yeah, I'd say it helps as well. Now to another exercise that helps me in my compound movements is Bulgarian split squat. Here, here I am literally pausing at the bottom. You're probably wondering, why are you making a movement even worse? You know, the most hated on movement in the entire gym community thing. And that's against science-based lifting. And you're probably thinking, are you a bit of a psycho or something, you know? And I would say pretty much. But in this regard, I am doing more of a pause. So at my leg, it's like pause squat. You know, I'm very slow off the, you know, bottom half. So by doing this, I'm also gaining strength, improving flexibility because it's in a very flexible position, and improving my balance, which if I can get all three, then that's great. I mean, I'd say it works. I've only just started doing the pause bit, but I've been doing Bulgarians for quite a while, and I've managed to, you know, build it up, because I used to wobble a lot, and I used to, you know, be very unbalanced, but now those like stabilizer muscles are setting in, so I have more balance in my movements, and yeah. But anyway, I'll be doing leg extension next, and then leg curl, and then that's the end of my workout. If you've seen my workouts before, you're probably thinking, why are you doing such a short leg day? And I'll just say, I'm going to London. Well, I've already been to London as the time of making this video. I've already been to London, and yeah, there's a lot of walking, to the point where I have blisters and a rash between my legs, because that's the downside of having bigger legs than the average person, is that they rub together. And yeah, because they may not look very big on screen, is what I can definitely say. If you're like looking at them right now, you're probably thinking, oh, they're not that big, you know. I mean, I used to have the skin and bone legs, but when it gets to the posing, you'll see my legs are quite, you know, bit of my body. I mean, some people like to say I'm top heavy, but I'd like to disagree, because I'd like to think, you know, my legs are also, you know, quite a good part of my body, you know, apart from calves. Calves are, I don't train, because well, if you would see them in the posing, they're all right. They're not like lacking or anything. It's just like, I'd rather get my quads and hamstrings up before I go to, you know, trying to size up my calves. And especially in like fighting, it isn't really great to have big calves, because you're better off having, you know, those. It's kind of varied, to be honest, but I do find with like skinnier calf or whatever the bone it is, a lot more damage it can cause. But yeah, again, there's outliers. I mean, I do have like pointy, I don't know what the bone's called, in my like calf region. I do have fairly pointed bones, so I think even if I did grow my calves, it wouldn't, you know, detriment my fighting and everything. But I just don't do them just primarily because I don't see the point yet. So by focusing on my hamstrings and quads, I'm able to put that energy into those and build them up, because I used to have skinny bitch legs. So yeah, and you'll be able to see me smiling at this point, I believe, because I'm talking to my friend, because he's benching and everything. So, but when it comes to legs, you know, I'd prefer for quads a pressing and then leg extension, and then RDLs for hamstrings, and then leg curls as well, and then just do calf raises. That's all you need to do, really, because people, I'd definitely put squat in there. You know, if I was going pure bodybuilding, some form of squat would be amazing. So if you need to build that up and everything, but leg curls, as you can see, go intense on them. But for every, you know, for every like muscle in the, you know, leg comes with different challenges. Like the rectus femoris, which is a quad in the quad, can only be stimulated by leg extensions, like properly stimulated by leg extensions. So it's about getting those angles and everything. So you don't really need that many exercises. So yeah, if you were to put like squat, leg press, leg extension, RDLs, leg curls, calves, what is that? 6 movements. So it's not really that, you know, much, because as a natural lifter, you don't need to train like Tom Platz to get big legs. You just need to, you know, at least train them at a decent intensity and with right consistency, and you'll probably get bigger legs. So just take it from me. I used to have skinny legs, and now I have remotely decent legs and pretty strong ones. So just take it from me and train your goddamn legs. Stop being a bitch. But anyway, enjoy the posing and everything, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.